What happens when fear turns into a waking nightmare? In the latest episode of Yeh Rishta Kya Kehlata Hai, the Poddar family is thrown into chaos as Abhira's traumatic past collides with her present reality. But here's where it gets controversial. How much of this is genuine panic, and how much is a result of her own unresolved guilt? Let's dive into the emotional roller coaster that had viewers on the edge of their seats. The episode kicks off with Abhira sleeping beside Maira, only to be jolted awake by a chilling memory. In her dream, she relives the horror of discovering that Jalebi had kidnapped Maira, a moment that still haunts her. Overcome with panic, Abhira screams Maira's name, completely unaware that the girl is standing right there. Maira tries to reassure her, but Abhira's fear clouds her vision, leading her to bolt out of the room in a frenzy. It's a heart-wrenching scene that highlights the fragility of trust and how trauma can distort even the most basic perceptions. As Abhira searches for Maira, her desperation grows. She pleads with the entire family to help, convinced the child has vanished. Kaveri, ever the calm anchor, gently points out that Maira is right beside her. But Abhira, paralyzed by her own guilt and fear, refuses to believe it. No one understands the gravity of this, she sobs, as if the very idea of Maira being safe is an illusion. This is the part most people miss. The episode isn't just about a missing child. It's about a mother's fractured psyche and the invisible chains of her past choices. When Armaan finally steps in, the tension shifts. He guides Abhira to look closer, and the moment she sees Maira, the relief is palpable. But the aftermath is bittersweet. Abhira scolds Maira for wandering off, while Maira, hurt and confused, explains she tried to reach out. Locked in her own room afterward, Abhira is left grappling with the realization that her fear might have alienated the very person she's trying to protect. Armaan's quiet explanation to Maira, "Abhira is so protective because she's terrified of losing you again," serves as a poignant reminder of the emotional scars that bind this family. Meanwhile, the subplot between Tanya and Krish adds a layer of complexity. Tanya's growing affection for Krish clashes with her sympathy for Abhira. Krish, however, bluntly suggests that Abhira's suffering stems from her betrayal of Anshuman. "Stop overthinking," he tells Tanya, and the two share a tender moment that sparks whispers of a budding romance. But will this new bond survive the shadows of the past? And how does Geetanjali, silently fuming in the background, fit into this fragile equation? The emotional crescendo comes during breakfast. The family's surprise gesture, dimmed lights, casual hand-fed cake, turns into a test of Abhira's healing. When she hesitantly eats the cake, the act becomes a metaphor for her journey. Messy, imperfect, but undeniably human. Yet Geetanjali's heartbreak is palpable as she watches Armaan gently wipe chocolate from Abhira's face, a gesture that screams of unspoken love and unacknowledged rivalry. Was Geetanjali's sudden switch of the lights a cry for attention, or a misguided attempt to protect Armaan from what she sees as Abhira's emotional manipulation? As the episode closes, Armaan's plea to Manisha to forgive Kiara raises more questions. "If you can forgive Manoj and Aryan, can't you give Kiara a chance?" he asks, framing reconciliation as a moral imperative. But is forgiveness truly that simple? And what does the precap's cryptic hint about Kaveri, Abhira, and Maira going missing mean for the show's future? We'd love to hear your take. Do you think Armaan's actions are driven by love or obligation? Share your thoughts in the comments.